Cruella de Vil. Hello, and welcome to this part of the pond, where it's the bullfrog and the one, the only, Newt.
Face reveal at 100,000 subscribers.
We really would love the subscribers. And that face, I'm gonna be honest with you people, very honest. You're getting the better end of the deal. But he is married, so sorry. But I'm still single. For all you who are new to the pond, you passerbys on YouTube, to you I say, hello. What we are trying to do is figure out who's the best of the Disney villains. And we do this through a formula. We're not doing by opinion, we're not doing this by a poll. This is through a formula. And it may surprise you. If you want to know where Cruella is going to be, please stay. And also, like, share, and subscribe. And check out our Discord. The formula is 2 parts. This first part is very mathematical. And we analyze the villain through these beats. And we go into this essay side, which is... And if you want to know more, go here. It can probably enlighten you or intrigue you and maybe want you to read more into our Disney villains a bit. You'll be surprised where some villains are. And now we get to Cruella de Vil. That is not a villain song. That is someone singing it. We have to establish that and get it out of our hair.
Think you're pretty funny, don't you, freak?
I don't want to fight you, Flash.
I wouldn't want to fight me neither. Kick his ass, man.
How does Cruella fit through our formula? Well, we begin with design. And Cruella de Vil has 2 halves. Very unique. Very interesting than most Disney villains. And our first half is very visual. Well, that's the point. Design is visual.
Cruella de Vil. That's it.
She's a very frail woman. She looks very, breakable. She has the body of Mr. Burns. But the style that is Cruella de Vil. People don't mess with me. I am a de Vil, and I know it. Cruella. And it's very interesting from the white, black hair, but also the fur. Again, we mentioned how small and frail she is, but the fur makes her huge. And that fur that makes her so big is constantly slipping down a bit. And you see how she's always trying to adjust her fur. It's like she is too big for her coat. And that coat makes her look huge. But it's still not enough to cover Cruella de Vil being Cruella de Vil. To that I say, okay, very interesting, very unique. And that second half is this lore about Cruella. It's part of her design. Cruella de Vil is a Baroness, and she hails from Hell Hall. Wow. What does that say about your ancestors? Who are you? We are the de Vils. Well, here's this land and money. We're gonna call it Hell Hall. Does anyone want to question our king putting this guy as a baron? George, what are you thinking? So that says something about Cruella and design. And when you look at her broom, and zoom in here, Newt, that phone, she embraces her family heritage. We go more into design with their voice actress, who is Betty Lou Gerson, if I'm saying your name right. I am bad with names. I can barely say bullfrog right. And her performance is very interesting. She can change her voice becoming soft to firm, aggressive to calm. She is a very emotional character. She is off the wall. She is everywhere. But there's this X factor when it comes to Disney villains that makes them go, yeah, I feel it. I connect it. It's just with her, I'm not saying it's not there, it's just it's not as prominent. this X factor that makes them in design. In design, okay. Because it's not really, and it's almost half full with this X factor. We're not doing this for the sake of villains. We're doing this for the sake of to understand the Richter scale of the X factor of Disney villains. We have Cruella de Vil's design, this X factor, and let's say we throw it on, let's say, what's one of the best things that describes X factor visually? Cherney from Fantasia. This is an X factor galore. He's nothing but visual, but that's too much. This is just to help us understand. That's the X factor at its fullest. The X factor at its weakest, it will be the T-Rex from Fantasia as well. And the middle factor of the X factor is Zeus from Fantasia. It fits. Zeus is there, but not. There's this range of what makes the X factor Disney villain there. And I'd say Cruella's X factor is very much like Zeus. They are very visual. And yet, at the same time, there's something lacking in it as well. And it's just blah in design, in the X factor. And this just may be me, and I openly admit it. Throw down in the comments and tell me if you agree or not. But until then, her design, I give it 2.
What the hell was that?
But presence. Now this is where Cruella could do well. And let's see if it does. Because with presence, this is what makes villains really villains. Let's face it. When they are on the screen, do they own the screen? Do they just say, "Oh yes, bask in me, because you know you want me. You hate me, but yet you love me. It's such a contradiction, because I am there. I am Darth Vader. I am the shark from Jaws. I am Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street, or Jason from Taking Manhattan." That is presence. And does Cruella de Vil have it? Some of the best ways to measure presence is the intro. But Cruella de Vil is one of a very few villains that has this. 2 introductions. The first person to ever hold this is actually Lady Tremaine from Cinderella. You see it again with the rat from Lady and the Tramp. And Cruella de Vil has that. When we first meet her, it's just that silhouette and Roger playing Cruella de Vil, Cruella de Vil. He's just ad-libbing to this song. And as he's ad-libbing, we have that silhouette. But when they say, "Open the door," in comes her. Dang it, that song is just so fun. And that is kind of establishing what Cruella is doing in the room when we first meet her. It's just happening. She opens up. She is there, owning the room. Where are they? Where are they? I need to know. Where are they? Who? The puppies. You know the puppies. Green smoke. Am I part of the green club? You decide. Well, it's not green. You're a part of the green club. What do I mean by that? Just wait. Well, wait for a few more videos. Sorry. But she owns the room, but yet when she's there, it's not as prominent, her presence. It's like at 10 or 15%. But her second intro, oh, that's an intro. It's a beautiful moment. Puppies are born, 15 puppies. Yay. Okay, they're puppies. Let's be honest. It's more like, yay, puppies. Look, I know Newt. He would melt over puppies. And it's this beautiful moment. And what happens? Lightning and thunder. Oh, wait, I want to say this right. thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening. B, Cruella, Cruella, Cruella de Vil's in the house. There's something very musical about talking about Cruella. And when she's there, introduced by lightning and the sound of thunder, and they're in the kitchen, again, owning the room and going off that soft side. Going, oh, puppies. To that I say, okay, there's some presents, let's ratchet it up, but yet not there. This is the glass at third. She's 30% there in her presence. Well, I'm not saying at full. We've seen her at full, and it's not in her intro or her second intro. Seeing Cruella using her presence at full power is actually when she's meeting Horace and Jasper face to face. That scene, tell me if you agree, if that is presence at its fullest. That's the first time we see Cruella being powerful, being scary, being intimidating, trying to show off. I own this room, and more than that, I'm gonna tell you what to do. And this is it. Kill those puppies. That is presence at its fullest. And it's not till later on. And she does it full well for the rest of the movie, but it's always aimed at Horace and Jasper. Her presence is always aimed at them. We'll go more into this in essay. But as you can tell, we're working for villains. And when villains use their presence, it's for the protagonist, the hero. They show it off there.
You were a schemer. You had plans. And look where that got you.
And what does this mean for Cruella? Where do you put your focus? Your heroes, right? Cruella? Henchmen. We'll get more into this. Also, we do time on our villains. We see how long they are. This could help us with the free-for-all. And also, you may notice something interesting when we're going to do the times for Cruella de Vil. But first, let's see where she is. And for that, we have to go to our handy-dandy notebook. Even in cheating, I still mess up. Maybe that should be a lesson. I know if you are a true member of the pond, for that I say thank you. And I know that was a joke repeated later on, but you can't help but acknowledge the truth. And again, let's find out her times. We do this because for the free-for-all. And Cruella de Vil is on screen, estimatedly, we're not exact, we try to be, but yet we are honest, exact, estimatedly. Her time is at 7 minutes and 28 seconds. Now, Cruella de Vil has an extension of her, and that is her car. You may notice this because Cruella de Vil's car is seen and heard on screen. We do this for everyone, on screen and being heard. Her car is on screen 4 minutes and 42 seconds. That's half, basically, of what Cruella is. Is that not a part of you? I don't know what is. But we also have Hell Hall, her family heritage. This unique look that makes it very individualistic, like her. But yet when you go on the inside, you see how hollow and wrecked up and broken it is. Kind of like her insides. That is on screen for how long? Well, the exterior is on 33 seconds. Hell Hall as a whole is on 11 minutes and 35 seconds. But if you have henchmen, we timed them as well. You'll notice why. Because her henchmen are on screen 10 minutes and 58 seconds. They are on longer than Cruella. Well, we'll figure out what this means in the free-for-all. Until then, we'll just have to wait and see. So Cruella's presence, I give a 2. You'll see more later on why it's at a 2. So this is like a 2 right now, but more of the defense will be happening later on. Cruella de Vil's power, what is it? She is a baroness, which means money. And we see she has money with that car. If you want to show off power, and how wealthy you are, it's always in the car. Also, that car is a piece of her power. She uses it as a weapon and nearly kills people. So yeah, that is a piece of her power. Cruella de Vil uses her presence as a power. She constantly uses it to control Horace and Jasper. Look out through this movie. Her best bits of her showing off that she is Cruella de Vil is always aimed at Horace and Jasper. From the phone, which is at a low level, at it high with her the bottle, higher again, her getting their scruff in their necks, yelling at them, telling them what to do. I will do this, you do that, and you will. You're not leaving, you're not giving up, you haven't eaten, well, guess what? I don't care, you're doing it. She uses it constantly at Horace and Jasper. If that's you using your presence, it still terrifies them, but what do? We'll do it when the show's done. So, yeah, her power isn't as effective. And you can see why with her presence being added too. The fact how she uses her presence, and it does not that much, as in being there. So for that, I say her power is at a 1.
Now this may hurt a lot. What am I saying, May?
Now we see her with henchmen, and we can notice it's not going to go well with what we have discovered with presence and power. And that is, her henchmen are ineffective. Yes, they do their job, they steal the puppies. They are the grunts, they are the ones that always do the legwork. They do it, but yet she constantly has to use her power, her presence on them to keep them in line. Because what do they always say? We're out. Give us the money. We're out. There's not enough. We're just doing what we got to do, but yet we're done. I'm cold. I'm out of here. They constantly rebel. Do you want a henchman that want to rebel, that want to leave? Is that a good henchman? No. Gosh dang it, why did I internalize Joker for that? Oh, I know why. He was able to use presence right. As a weapon. That's how he does it. He owns the room, but not only that, he makes sure that you know he can control you by just being there. Heath Ledger's Joker, no, that's a lie. A properly acted Joker shows you how to use presence right to control henchmen. And all of Joker's henchmen, no matter any movie you watch, when it's done right, they follow charisma. They follow fear. They follow willingly. Cruella de Vil's henchmen fail in each and one of these beats. They don't follow Cruella's charisma. They are intimidated, but not enough. And not to mention, willingly to do that? No, they constantly rebel. This is bad hiring. This is bad work. These are not henchmen. They're dorks. No, that's a lie. These guys aren't dorks. They're not. They're actually a little bit smart. I mean, Horace, oaf as he is and made fun of as he is, constantly says the truth. What if those dogs are the dogs we're looking for? Yeah, like a couple of dogs will go run and call to change their breed. No, you nitwit, dogs aren't smart. Who was right? So yeah, they're not old. They're maybe oafish, but they're also pretty somewhat intelligent. And yet, they don't follow through. And more than that, they are the ones who get the last word on screen. Not Cruella de Vil, but it's Jasper. So Cruella, what do you get in Henchmen? You get a big fat 1.
Now this may hurt a lot. What am I saying, May?
Oh, I hope those cheeks hurt. You chose poorly.